before you had an opinion, before you even had common sense. I mean, before you had this thing known as logic, your reality was programmed into you.
This is why everyone is single and men stop trying. This is the mouse paradise, a scientific experiment from the 1960s. They made the perfect world for mice with unlimited food, safety, and no predators. In the beginning, they placed 4 females and 4 males and let them multiply. The population exploded, hundreds then thousands. Then something strange happened. They stopped mating. And within 4 years, they were extinct. But why? According to scientists, the reason was social interaction overload. Just like humans on social media today. They were in 24/7 interaction with thousands of others. Too much stimulation, too much competition for social status, and this led them to lose the ability to form bonds, to mate and raise their young. Many males became so-called the beautiful ones. They lost interest in females. They just groomed themselves all day and withdrew completely because they could not compete in this chaos anymore. And the females followed by losing interest in males. So no mating, and they all just died without having babies. Since 2010 smartphones, humans are living the same social interaction overload. 24/7 status competition, income and lifestyle comparison with thousands of others, physical looks to impossible standards. And many young people just choose to withdraw. For the first time in history, young people are having less sex than their parents. 30% of men under 30 had no sex for a year. Loneliness epidemic hits us harder than any virus could. You know, the mice couldn't turn this off, but you can.
In our previous video, tumeongelea hapo kitu yenye inaitwa reality, how reality actually shapes people. And one of the major things tumerealize it is the environment that plays a key role on how people actually express themselves.
People can't have imagination outside their reality.
Yeah.
None of us, even where I always have imagination outside Kenyan. So that's why it's always important to change an environment first. And then the triggers and the signals change.
There's this concept in biology, and this more specifically genetics. It says that gene expression is heavily influenced by environmental factors. These factors look like stress, the diets that you are actually consuming. Do you have a social life? Are there toxins in your environment? So these things influence your genetics and how you express yourself on an internal to external basis. And if we look at our reality today, more specifically, kitu yenye naweza ongelea yenye kila mtu anaweza elewa, it is men and women. We both are taught to exist in a certain form of reality. This environment that influences us is based on things like the culture that you have, the schools that you go to, the religions that you are subscribed to. Unacheki vitu kaa hizo. They all help to influence, they all help to shape the way you actually think about life. And men and women have grown to have the different forms of thoughts. For man, crying looks like you are being weak. For a woman, the belief that you should be chased, you are a certain price, is actually embedded in them. And these things are programmed in our brains by society.
Let me give an example. Kukula sukuma wiki bro, kukunywa chai bila sukari. Hii ni poverty. That's how we grew up knowing. Chai bila sukari ni poverty.
Yeah.
But umefika level sasa mmemake do, mminteract na wase, mmefanya vitu sema kumbe kuna palace. You una drink chai ndio uenjoy una get. Bro ukikunywa wine usijaze mpaka hapo juu. Because umezaja kikombe lazima ijae. Ukiona msee kwa wedding bro anacheza mpaka watermelon hapo juu. Ujamaa than that's how they know.
It's so normal.
And then ukifanya opposite of that, tumeenda umeka kabisa hapo alafu watermelon hapo, ama umesema acha nianze na appetizer kwanza, nikamkwa nini nikae nikunywe na alafu nitoke niende tena
bila nyama.
Buda uona maisha wewe umefanya kazi ngapi hiyo time? Yeye kwa akili yake wewe una akili wewe. Juu yeye fanya everything at once, maliza ishia. but wewe unaona you get so venye amecondition kwa space always fault, so you always have to change environment. And that when we were trying to do your setup D na whatever, we were trying to stay was ni aje.
And without further ado, tunasemanga it is the bitter things in life that always matter. So kakawa, make sure you sip your yangu ni moto. Sip your hibiscus on a daily basis. Inakusaidia kudeal na stories za weight, inakusaidia na blood pressure, inakusaidia pia na kumaintain liver health. Other than that, let's get into this video bana. Remember to like and subscribe down below.
Unajua vile wanaume wa siku hizi wanakuanga maringo. Kwanza millennials. Every time I've dated a millennial, they've given me a run for my money. Hey! Hakuna watu wanaringanga kuliko millennials, acha nikwambie. Millennials wako na maringo. On both, okay, because I've been blocked twice this year. Twice. I've never been blocked before in my life. This is the first time nimeblokiwa. And I've been blocked twice. In a span of 1 month, I've been blocked twice. Both guys were millennials.
Aya.
And then I remember being like, Rada. At this point, because I'm also not trying to look as if sister nakutaka pia sana. I'm not going to say like, no, I want you. Let's no. There. We shall give up or give up. Oh, come give up too. Give up too, basi. Give up too. I come sorry too. Probably for the best. It's probably for the best. And then the other guy who blocked me, he said that I'm not like forthcoming in terms of if I'm gonna summer tonight, I'm gonna go out with my friends. Na neza kabila kushika simu ama neza kwa away from my phone alafu nitakutext tena kama kesho. And he was like, I don't know where you are, I don't know what you're doing, and I call you don't answer. And then and I was like, okay, fair, but sija date in like 4 years. Miss G was so ukipiwa tabs hivyo sana excess. If I'm out, like usungoja kesho and then I'll tell you I was out. I don't understand where the bill is coming from. So he blocked me. He was like, you're not good for my peace of mind and you gotta go. I was like, huku ni wapi mmenileta? Kuni niko soko saidia mafrumbanya. Cause guy, you're sensitive. Like, sensitive. And he was like, you're not good for my mental health. And I'm like, you're a grown man. What mental health? I'm kidding. But like, guy, to this day, but don't even block you. But then you know, like, millennials are like tired. I don't know how to put it, but they're so tired. Like, I think I'm so bored and all that shit. Seems to be like, I'm so boring. Like, I'm bored. You don't even, I can't fight.
Well, if you look at that woman, most people are going to say that she's enjoying her youth. Anajibamba. And at this point, there's nothing to be said. We have seen what the Russian guy, due to the numerous video huku hivi online, we have seen that this the behavior of these types of women when it comes to somebody that they actually like. And for that person, they are going to willingly do some type of things. Why? Because they are programmed in a certain kind of way to chase that things that make them feel like now they have achieved something. Kwa sababu hiyo ni kitu moja yenye inachukuliwa kama it's a good merit. Ukiachieve certain thing, point A, correct, you have done it. And the reason why most of us are going through these things, ama most of us think in these forms of way na reality yenye iko around us inaweza to shape, it's because the moment we were born, we were thrown into this system. And this system ni system ya education. Kwenye you were taught to always chase being correct. And if you do that for a very long time, let's say you do that ever since you are in nursery ama in your lower classes up to kwenye umefika umegraduate, you have gotten your degrees or something, ama umefika hata high school. Do you know that when you do something repetitively, it actually embeds itself in you. You start doing that thing subconsciously. You don't know you're doing it, but you realize you're doing it. That's why most people out here, unaweza pata mtu tu akitoka shule ama hata akiwa kwa schooling institution, the one thing that they know how to do, it's to please others. They just want to please others. Na ukiangalia situation kaya au dem, reality ndio inaanza kumhit. Kwa sababu, as a girl, she has always learned how to be pleased, ama to be pleasured. Yeye ndio anakuwaga the good end, ama the receiving end of pleasure. Yeye, hajai kuwa mtu mwenye anapatiana pleasure, ama some people are going to disagree with me on that. Let me know down in the comments below. But what am I saying? Reality is actually catching up to this chick. Because she realized that the men that she actually wants ni wanaume wenye wamepitia these certain things that have actually shaped their life. Mse mwenye ashaanza kumachua, asha get into his purpose. Si wale mavijana wadogo wenye watashinda wamekimbizana na wewe kuvi nje just to hit and get you emotionally high and even increase your mileage. In short, the people wenye udem anaongelelea hapa hivi au millennials, these are people who are right now looking to settle. Juu ukiangalia millennials ni watu wenye maybe wana range from the age of 29 kuendelea. Tuseme ni watu wako third class, wamepanda hiyo stairs ya 3. So mstukaa huyu anafikiria ku settle in a relationship, and mind you, this girl doesn't know anything about settling in a relationship, given by the things that she's actually saying. How can you ghost someone you are in a relationship with, and you cannot be accountable even to the point of telling them, yo, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, and I might be off for a few days. So that person may be like, am I going to continue a relationship with someone who moves like this? But rarely do women understand these kinds of things. They always like this, oh, push me, I push you. Umesikia hadi hapo hivyo amesema utaki kufight. I mean, when you grow up you realize a relationship should be something that gives you peace. And mtu anaweza uliza, mbona nashindaga nikiongelea hizi stories za relationship? Most of the channels ukienda huko online, you will realize that what they are saying, they are mostly bashing how these women actually behave. For me, I prefer not to do that because that is not something that motivates me. What motivates me is good relationships. And being someone that desires to create a family, ama I've already created a family, I am going to impart some things onto you that ukiangalia aziko kwa dating market. Yes, we may agree on some things on the way certain women behave, but when you find that woman that is into you, it is up to you to put your foot down and stand on business. Umwambie hivi ndio kwenye kunaenda. And this woman have actually met those types of men, but ameshindwa kucommit to those men. Where am I going with this? Since she has already been programmed that she's the prize, she has this ideology kwenye men should always chase her. And all of a sudden, ameanza kutoka in her prime years. Ukimwangalia ni dem ameanza kunaona, ini ile kunaona mbaya, si ile ya fertility. Akishaanza kunaona, kiburi inaenda kiongezeka. Kiburi kiongezeka, una realize, god damn, haizi bond na anyone. Why? Because she has been jumping from one man to the next. And jumping from one man to the next in affecting kitu inaitwa pair bonding. A point where a girl cannot really find the novelty in a certain relationship or in someone, even after declaring that she really wants a committed relationship. Now, for her to actually create that relationship, afanye a lot of unprogramming. She has to unlearn a lot of things. But are women willing to do this kind of thing? Let me know down in the comments below. But what I wanted to show you guys is that the way people are actually programmed in this society. Ukiangalia dem, end of the price. hata time ikienda against them, like for most women, they are still going to think that they are the prize, and in fact they are going to have this resentful attitude ama aggression, wako tu wamekasirikia wanaume. As a matter of fact, nabonga sana, wacha nieke video ingine ndio mrealize even after they get to that third floor, they are still behaving in some kind of way. Unaweza angalia tu kwa like wacha tu niseme hivi, getting old is something that happens to everyone naturally, but growth, the point that mtu amegrow, that is actually a choice. You might find someone who's young that amegrow to some extent, unakuwa like god damn, mtu kwani ameishi life gani? The same time you can find a very old person kwenye unamwangalia hivi unashindwa, wewe hii maisha kazi yako tu ni kutulia tu, kukula, kulala, kuamka, kucheza kidogo. Hebu check this other video out.
And I understand why our age hatuwezi katiwa, because si ati tumezeeka. Kuzeeka si shida juu kila mtu atazeeka, sikatai. The funny part is, unaona tule tu wango ulikuwa unatumia wango ukiwa in your 20s. Uto. So, ukishafika in your 30s, unaonanga tu mtu anakupatia lugha fulani and you're like, sasa unadhani nitaingia je box na hii maongo? Like, I can smell, I can sense the lies in your lines. Unacheki. Alafu mimi personally, mi sitaki kuinclude mtu mwingine. Like, mi nikianza kupewa pet names, like as soon as we start talking, wanze kunipea hizo pet names, I get scared. I get scared very quick. You know why? Junajua ni tactic ya kuni love bomb, and unafikiria jumi sina akili, unaona nitafolia kutotu maneno. Mtu amejituma na mistari ndio like hizi ni vitu mtoto wa miaka 22 anaweza sikia na amini. Mimi, it is very hard. It is very, very hard to do. Why are you not real?
Hizi video zikiplay, I just want you to always think about the Russian guy.
Be real. Like, embrace your individuality, and then we can talk from a point of depth, not from a point of illusion and lies. No, nah?
You mean all of a sudden, now after you've gotten to 30, now you want to speak from a point of depth. Now you want to focus on accountability, responsibility. But back then, when you had the opportunity, when you had the your prime years on your hands, what did you decide to do with them? Ulicheza nazo. So right now, kwenye umefika, unaangalia uko like, now I need someone who is actually deep speaking.
Todo ni maudumaya, it makes me laugh whenever I encounter such lines. Like, honestly, you can do better. You can do better, like being real, being you, having a very authentic mind. And when you're expressing yourself, you are expressing yourself from a point of authenticity. No. Because when you're lying to yourself, you lie to others. Okay? Me personally, I detect lies very fast. And mi nikiona wewe haujijui, itabidi ukae kando. Alright? So anyway, I now understand kwa nini wasichana wa 30s hawakati wagwi, na ndio maana we are ashamed. Tunaogesha kwa vitu mbaya sana, of which it's very normal. But I understand, Toto. We see. Okay? We see. We have been there. We see. So, kujaribu kuniingisha kwa mtego tena, haiwezi ingia. Na ninaona hapa ni uongo mtupu, kwa sababu kama ni uongo mtupu, maisha itakuwa aje? Utanipea stress na depression. Nyetidaga when I'm overthinking, sijui asking my friends, oh, will he come back? Oh, will he talk to me? Shakiri wana. Yes, ushakiri wana. Because we need to deal like adults. I think that is why you realize that you are an adult and you need to move like an adult. So if you see someone who's not moving like an adult, it becomes problematic. Sindio? Anyway, I want to tell you, my fellow 30-year-old women. Ni kugumu? Na kutakuwa kugumu. Actually, zoea kujipenda, zoea kuishi maisha yako. And more to that, apply the male logic as a woman. Apply the male logic. You will find peace. You will find comfort and happiness once you apply that logic, because you fully understand what lies can do and the impact of it all, and you can see your future, you can see your life. I mean, jipende na usiitikie kudanganywa. Yes, live on the truth, live your truth. Yes, the one who
Aya, umesikia hapo hivyo vitu zenye ameanza kuongea hapo mwisho. Live your truth, live in your truth. There is never your truth. There is never your truth. There is only one truth. Na hiyo ndio yenye tunaita objective reality. If you've not watched that video, kindly enda uione hapo hivyo nyuma. There is objective reality, there is subjective reality, and there is base reality. So dem Kenya saya na kuja kutuonyesha, it's like she has uncovered something in her 30s, eh? She has finally done it. She doesn't want people who are not behaving like adults. If you start to be affectionate towards her, now it's a red flag. God damn it, bro. You can never win with these creatures, bana. Eh? Look at her. Does he look... wacha risiende huko. But anatumia subjectivity to justify an objective reality. And the objective reality is that as a woman gets older, she starts losing her value in the sexual marketplace. As a man gets older, his sexual market value inaendanga increase based on how amekuwa akijitake care. But at the end of the day, ya dem inaendanga reduce. Why? Because women are born with their value. Men have to create their value. Na ukiangalia dem kaa huyo anasema in the 30s anataka behave in a certain kind of way. If you ask me, this is still not a submissive woman. This is not a woman you're going to create a relationship with. Why? Because she already has these preconceptions of how you should actually behave. Meaning, atakuja kukalia, atakuja kuambia venye unafomu address. Whatever you're going to do has lost novelty in her eyes. Why? Because kuna watu wengine alipatia hiyo kitu bure. Wanasemanga ni sabuni wakiwa young. Atia ishangi, alimpatia akiwa young, alimpea for free. Mtu alifanya hizo vitu ndogo ndogo. Now, hizo vitu zikamtraumatize. And trauma is the other thing that shapes our reality. Trauma ya madem ni hizi situations zenye wana submit to people kwenye they were just going there to have fun. Then they realize that, oh shit, I'm already attached. Now I want something with this person. But that person, alikuwa hapo just for the good time. What do? They move on to the next person. Them anakuwa traumatized by the whole situation venye ili unfold. Anakuwa like, even ndio kumeenda. So the next person, I will not do this to them. But by the time ana implement hizi vitu, anafikanga huko hivyo 30. Akiwa in bado 20s, bado anacheza tu hii game. For the men, inakugonganga tu reality day one. Una realize the life that we are actually living. Trauma ya kwanza utapatana nayo ni ya do. Everything revolves around money. As a man. Yo, I think ni trauma moja. Hadi mamorio wako. Unakaa hivi unashindwa ukijana manzee amepiga kicks mpya. Hii trouser yake ina meta yako iko wapi? God damn, pressure ndo hiyo imeanza. But tulisema hizi vitu zote ndio uweze kuzicontrol, you need to understand base reality. And when you understand base reality, you come to another final understanding that even though our environment is what programs us, it is also our duty to shape our environment so that we may control the influences that shape who we actually become. So if you continue to consume things that brain rot you, then you're going to go down that path. If you continue to consume things that give you a form of courage, give you a form of trajectory towards life, then you're going to become a different person. Now, for actually these things to work, haikuagi ni kitu rahisi. It takes a couple of years. Like, you actually need to commit to a certain path. Hiyo ni kitu moja mimi nimelearn. heavily 2025, you actually need to commit to a certain path. And commitment and restraint are one of the most critical things. For women, commitment and restraint, manisha, they always have options, but are they always controlling themselves towards these options? Ama do they just want to explore life? Are they willing to choose people wisely? Select wenye wanajua uni mtu mwenye atanipatia leadership and I am going to submit in this form of way to this person's leadership, or are they going to choose that lenient person kwenye anajua they are always laughing, arguing with each other na wanagongana? At the end of the day, they both have it their way. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about these videos and about how our mentality is actually programmed by our environment. Na ina range from a lot of things. Ni venye tu hii series ama hii video nime come up na clips za mapenzi. It also happens with money, like picture two people growing in an environment kwenye one of them is actually from a well-off family and the other one ako from a poverty-stricken background. But as they are young, ama when they were young, they could play the same games. When they were young, they could get into the same kind of troubles. Then you realize when they get older, their mind ama their opinions have developed to two polar opposites. Moja anaangalia the rich anakuwa like, god damn, these rich people actually made it in this harsh environment and they carved out a space for themselves. Mwingine anaangalia the rich anakuwa like, these rich people are exploiting us. God damn it, bro. They are the reason why we are poor. Blaming other people. Napata kwenye naenda na history yote. There's always going to be those forms of opinions based on the programming. Now, programming ina come from the environment that you are in. So always take care of your environment. Regulate your social media intake. Regulate the things that you actually do. And focus manze on your goal. Focus on your grind. Hakuna haja tubonge sana. YouTube thinks you might be interested in the video on your screen at the moment. Click on that video. I'm waiting to see you on the next one.